Hi students. In previous class, we have discussed about Python installation. We have seen how to install Python, and after that, we have discussed about interactive mode, batch mode. All these we have discussed. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about Python keywords, Python data types. Like all these, we are going to see in all these we are going to see in today's session. So here when we are working with this language here, Python, here you can see the list of keywords. In latest version of Python, 35 keywords are there. And here to get the keywords list, here I'm using interactive mode. So here interactive mode will get. So yesterday I've told about interactive mode and batch mode. So interactive mode means every line is executed immediately and then it will give the result. And to check the features of Python, we can use interactive mode, like to check the modules, to check the functions. We can use this. And batch mode is there. It is used to execute the statements. We can use batch means a set of statements. A program we can call it as batch. So if you want to write the programs and if you want to execute them, then we can use batch mode, or we can use ideally integrated development learning environment is that we can use it. And here I'll use import keyword is given, and here I'll say keyword dot kw list is given here. So here import is the keyword. In keywords list we'll see that import, and keyword is the module. So it is the predefined module in Python, and here kw list is given here. So it is the property existing in it is the property here, and this property is used to show the list of keywords. Okay, so when we say property, property is similar to a it is similar to variables. Like how the variables will work, properties also will work in the same way, like accepting the values, displaying, we can do it. And here we are using a dot, a full stop we are using. So it is called as member access operator. So whenever you want to access the members in the module, then we can use a dot we can use. So here it is giving list like this. Here you can see false, none, true. So false F capital is given, none N capital, true T capital is given. And here you can see end as, assert, async, await, then break, then here class, continue, def, del, then elif, else, except, then finally for, from, global, if, import, in is lambda, non-local, then not, or, pass, raise, then return, try, then while, and then with, yield. All these are there. So these are the keywords while doing programming. So while writing programs, we can use this. And here you can see this here. Here false F capital, none N capital, tree like true T capital is given. So here Python language is case sensitive. It is a case sensitive language, and wherever uppercase is required, we have to give. Like those who know C language, like they may think like case sensitive means we have to write program only in lowercase. So case sensitive means we can write in lowercase or uppercase, but wherever uppercase is required, we have to give. Wherever lowercase is required, we have to give. So in Java, in .NET, in Python, so we are going to use capital letters also. Okay. So here, while giving these three keywords, while using these three keywords, false, none, true, then F capital we should give, because Python will not only check the statements, it will check the case also, like in which case we are writing. Whatever case is required, we have to follow the case very strictly. So like this, you can see the keywords list here. And here, while working with the data types here, like here, when we say data type, it is used to specify what type of data that we should store in the variable. And here we are using variables also. So variables we are going to use. So variable is used to store values in the memory. Okay, whenever you want to store values in the memory, then variables are used. And here in data types, we can see two types here. Fundamental data types are there. We can call basic data types. And in fundamental data types, we can see int, float, bool, str, complex, all these are there, fundamental or basic data types. And here we can say collection data types also. So collection data types means we can see list, tuple, set, dictionary, like all these are existing here. Okay, and here when we are working with uh, collections here, I'll tell you the definition of collections, and after that we'll continue with fundamental data types. Today we are going to focus on fundamental or basic data types. So when we are working with C language or any other programming languages, so we can see arrays. So arrays are there. In Python also we are having arrays. In C, C++, Java, .NET, and in Python we can see arrays. Okay. So when we say arrays here, arrays are used to store multiple values in single variable. So whenever you want to store multiple values in one variable, like 10 values or 50 values or 100 values, then by using arrays, it is by using arrays we can do it. So that possibility is there here. Okay. So here in C language, array declaration is like this. Like this, we are going to declare. So int a of 10 is given. So in variable a, we can store 10 values, and all the 10 values should be integer values. Okay. So here, while working with arrays here, so arrays are used to store similar values, like homogeneous values, will say. Like it is used to store all integers, all characters, and all float values can be stored. And here arrays in C, C++, Java, .NET, and even in Python. So arrays are called as static. So arrays are called static means at compilation time, based on the given size, the values are stored. Okay. So in Python we are having arrays in Python standard library, in Python standard modules, or the modules works in the beginning chapters. Okay. So in Python standard library means without importing, they will work in interactive mode or batch mode. So no need to import, they will work automatically. So in Python standard libraries or Python standard module, array class is there. So using array class, we can work with single dimensional array, and also we can it has a less functionality. Okay, arrays in Python. Okay, but if you want to work with all types of arrays, like if you want to work with single dimensional array, double dimensional array, or multi-dimensional array, so when you want to work with all these, okay, then we need to work with advanced libraries like pandas, numpy, scientific Python, all these are there. So using all these, we can work with all types of dimensions of arrays, and it has they are having more functionality here. So working with mathematical and numerical calculations, like all these, we can do it easily. Okay. So here, when we are working with arrays, okay. So arrays in C language or in any language, arrays are static. According to the given size, memory is allocated, and the values are stored in the memory. Okay. And here, when we are working with arrays here, to store multiple values, we are going to use index values here. Array index value starts with 0. So based on index values, we can store multiple values, and we can store and we can access them. Okay. So with arrays, the problem is after storing the values, modifications or manipulations is very difficult. Okay. So if you want to do the changes, if you want to do manipulations or modifications, then with arrays it is difficult. Adding new value in between old values, editing, deleting values is difficult with arrays. So to overcome the drawbacks of arrays, here in Java, in .NET, in Python, collections are introduced. Collections are introduced. So collection is a class used to store multiple values. Collection is a class used to store multiple values. And here when we say about collections, collections are called dynamic. So collections won't have any fixed size, and it can store any number of, it can store composite or mixed data. Or collections are used to store heterogeneous values. Okay, so collections will not have any fixed size. If I want to store 10 values in a variable, 100 values in a variable, we can store. And in one variable, we can store mixed information. Variable can have integer values, it can have character values, and also it can have float values also. Float values also can be there. So like arrays, collections also will have index numbers. So by using index numbers, we can store multiple values and we can access them. And the collections also having predefined functions. So by using predefined functions, then manipulations can be done easily. Easily changes can be done. Okay. So arrays and collections are used to store multiple values. But when we should use arrays and when we should use collections in Python, okay, not only in other languages, even in Python. So when we should use arrays and when we should use collections is if you want to store values in a variable and if you want to access them, then we can use arrays can be used, just storing and accessing them. And if you want to store values in a variable, and after that if you want to do changes, after that if you want to do modifications, then we can use the collections. For modifications, collections are best, and collections are recommended. Okay. And here I'm saying that the collection is a class here. Collection is a class. Okay. So class contains variables and functions. If you create a class in object-oriented programming, if you create a class, so class contains variables and functions. So using variables, we can store values, and functions are used to perform operations like accepting the values, then doing calculations, then displaying the result. All these can be done. So if there is a class, if class is created, we can create an object. So object is having different names. Object, we can call it as a class variable, a variable given to the class, or instance of the class. Instance means copy of the class, because object contains the memory address or memory location of the class. We can say object and class both are same. So object will always refers to class. Okay. So here when we say collections here, arrays are static, collections are dynamic. So when I say collections, so collections means collection is a class. Okay. So class contains, students please give answer, type answer in chat option. Class contains, type answer in chat option, students. So class contains variables and functions. So by using a class, what we can create? Using a class, what we can create, students? Type answer in chat option. So using yes, so using class we can create object or objects we can create. Okay, and here when we say collections, collections means it is a collection is a class. Every collection is a class. But in Python we can see hundreds of Python we can see hundreds of uh, classes are there. But every class is it is not a it is not a every class is not a collection here. Okay, so what I am saying is every collection is a class. Every collection is a class, but in Python hundreds of classes are there, but every class is not a collection. Every class is not used to store some values, so they can be used to perform some other task also. Okay, and here when we are working with so here I've told only the definition of collections. Okay, so collections we are going to discuss after few sessions. So today we are going to focus on fundamental or initial basic data types, and after fundamental data types we'll discuss about number system, string handling, input function, then conversion functions, then we'll discuss about operators, then if condition examples, match case example, for loop examples, while loop examples. After completing all these, all the basics, everything, then we are going to discuss about collection data types. Okay, so here as I said before, fundamental data types means you can see int, float, bool, str, complex, all these are there. Okay, so while working with fundamental or basic data types, here we are going to use functions here. Here you can see type of function is there here. So type function is used to show the data type assigned to the variable. So whenever you want to see the data type assigned to the variable, we can use type function. Like in yesterday class I have told. So in Python, we are not going to give data types to the variables. Like in core or advanced Python, will not use data types in the program. So data types are assigned to the variables at runtime. At runtime, the data types are assigned to the variables. That's why Python data types are called as dynamic data types. So dynamic data types means when the program is executed or when the statements are executed, then data types are assigned to the variables. Okay. So as I said in yesterday class, like C, C++, Java, .NET, like all these are called as strongly typed languages. Like according to the given data type, for the variable, memory is allocated and the values are stored in the memory. And when we are working with Python, it is called a loosely typed language because we are not going to use data types in the program. So the program will assign, Python will assign data types to the variables. So to know what data type is assigned, we are using type function we are using. Okay, and here you can say id function is there here. So id function is used to show the id function is used to show the memory address or memory location of the variable. So whenever you want to see the memory location, or whenever you want to see the address of the variable or address of the value, id function is used. So while working with C language, if you are using when you are working with pointers, when you are working with pointers in C language, there two symbols are used, ampersand symbol and asterisk symbol is used here. So ampersand is used to get the ampersand is used to get the address of the value. Asterisk is used to get the value from the address in pointers. So we can see more scope for pointers in C language, in C++, and in VC++ also. Okay, but in Python, in Java, in .NET, we can see very less scope for pointers because using pointers is treated as unsafe. Okay, so because if the programmer is able to access the address, then can access the value from the address and can access the other addresses in the memory. So working with pointers is memory locations is not safe. That's why in Python, in Java, and in .NET, we are not going to implement pointers. Pointers are not used. Okay, and here in Python, if you want to get the address of the variable or address of the value, id function is used here. Using id function, we can get the address of the variable or address of the value. Okay, so here when we say about memory address is always a whole number. So it is always a whole number, and it's a whole number means it starts with 0, and it can be any big number, any big positive number. Okay, so here while working with this whole, like when we say whole number, so it is always positive number only, 0 to any big number. So memory address means here I'm not saying that it will start with 0. Memory address will not start with 0. I'm just comparing that it is like whole number. Okay, so memory address means it can be any number. It is always a positive number only. So it can increment or it can decrement. Okay, and negative values will not get, like minus values we are not going to get here. And here print function is there. It is used to show the result in console. So whenever you want to show the output in console, then here we are using print function is used here. Here you can see. So this window we can call it as console here. It is called as console. If you want to display the result, then by using print function we can do it. So now we'll see how these data types will work. So here when we say int, it is used to store integer value. So whenever you want to store integer value, we can use int. And here float function is there. If you want to store real values or decimal values, then we can use a float function is used. And here if you want to store boolean value, logical value like true or false, then bool data type is used. And if you want to store set of characters, so to store set of characters, we can use str is used here. Okay, and here you can see complex is there here. Okay, so whenever you want to store complex data, so complex values we can store. Complex means we can say mixed data we can say. Okay, so whenever you are working with the complex data, then we can use this complex data type is used. So today we'll see the examples, like what are the complex values, then how to store, how it is going to access, how it is going to be accessed. All these we'll see now. So now here int is there here. So here in interactive mode, in interactive console, if I want to clear the screen, here I'll say import OS, then os.system, then CLS is given. So here import is a keyword. In keywords list it is there. So OS is a module. It is a predefined module or predefined Python program, and the system CLS is given here. So in OS module, system function is there. So this function is taking argument as a CLS. So here we are saying dot we are using. It is called as member access operator, and it is used to clear the screen here. Okay. So CLS is argument or parameter we are giving. So enter. So now screen is cleared. Now here I'm using like this, A equal to 100 is given. And here I'll say print A. And here I'll say type of A is given. It is showing as class int it is giving. And here I'll use ID of A. If you want to know the memory address or memory location of A here, then ID function we are using. So it is giving memory address like this, memory location, that is 25, 69, 18, 24. Like this it will give here. It is a memory location or it is a memory address. And here, when you see the data type, it is showing as a class int it is giving here. Class int. So in Python, Python, what all data types are there? All the data types are created using class. Using class, the data types are created. Okay. So here, while working with this class here, when we are working with this class, here class contains variables and functions. Okay, by using a class, we can create object. Like all these we have discussed. Now here I'm giving like this, s equal to Hyderabad is given, and here I'll say print s. If I give only s, then it will show the result in single quotes here. So without single quotations, if you want to give the result, get the result, print s is given here. So here it is showing here Hyderabad it is given here. Hyderabad it is giving, and here if I use if I give like this ID of yes, if I give ID means it will show the memory address or memory location of yes. So here you can say 3168, then 6728, like this it is giving. Okay, so here we are not giving data types to the variables. So internally data type is assigned to the variables. Okay, and here I'll say like this, b equal to 1.23 is given. So here I'm giving float value I'm giving here. So b equal to 1.23, and here I'll say print b, and the type of b is given. So when I say type of b, it is showing as float data type it is giving here. Okay, so float data type it is giving, and here while working with float data type, we can store the values in exponential format here. Okay, so the use of storing in exponential format is large value can be represented in exponential format, and big value we can store in less memory. So whenever you want to store big value in less memory, we can use it. So here, if I say b equal to, so 1.2 E3 is given here. So b equal to 1.2 E3 is given. Okay. So here, when I say like this, 1.2 into 10 to the power of 3, it will take. Okay. So if I give like this, 1.2 E3 is given. So then it will takes like this. So it will takes like this. So 1.2 into 10 to the power of 3. Okay, like this it will takes here. So here 3 is working as power here. So here when I say 1.2 into 10 means like it is multiplied for 3 times. 10 to the power of 3 is given. So it is like this. So first time it is 1.2 into 10. Okay, 1.2 into 10 means it is taking as 12. So 12 into 10, 120. 120 into 10, 1200 will get. So 10 to the power of 3 means multiplying with 10 for 3 times. Multiplying with 10 for 3 times. So here if I execute this, then it will show the result here. Like a B. Like 1200 it is giving. And here I'll say type of B means it is showing as a float. So class float it is a class float it is giving here. Okay, and here if I say b equal to 1.2 E3 is given. So here we can use a capital E also. Python is case sensitive, so we cannot write the code as we like. wherever capital letter is required, wherever lowercase is required, we have to give. So here you can see b equal to 1.2, capital E 3 is given, and here type of b is given. So float it is showing here, and here we can see complex. So here you can see bool data type is there. Bool data type also we'll discuss. And here I'm telling about complex data type here. So complex data type means it contains real part, imaginary part, and here we are using j. We are using. So j means you can see square root of -1 will be there. Square root, j means square root of -1. Okay, I means we'll say square root of 0. Okay, so here with like a complex, we are going to give like this. Like for example, if I give values here, a equal to 2 plus 4j is given. Okay, a equal to 2 plus 4j. Okay, so a is 2 is real part, and 4 is imaginary value, and j is a square root of -1. Like this will give complex data means it is having a format that we are following here. Okay, so here I'll say print a. So it is giving like this 2 plus 4j within brackets it is giving. So when we are using plus symbol here, it is working as a concatenation operator. Okay, so concatenation operator means it is showing as 2 plus 4j. So if it is working, if plus symbol is working as arithmetic operator, then it will give 6j, it will give 2 plus 4 6 is j. So plus symbol works in two ways. So plus symbol works as a concatenation operator, and a plus symbol works as a plus symbol will work plus symbol works as arithmetic operator. Now it is working as concatenation operator. It is putting 2 and 4 side by side. Okay, and if I give like this, a equal to, so 2 plus 4k I am giving. If I say a equal to 2 plus 4k, will it work, students? Type your answer in chat option. If I, instead of j, if I say k, a equal to 2 plus 4k, if I give like this, will it work? Others also please give answer. So here if I give k, so k means it will not work. If I say a equal to 2 plus 4i, if I say, if I give I also, it will not work. Only j. So that is a format of complex values. J we have to use square root of -1. Okay, and if I say like this, a equal to 10 plus 20 plus 30 j I'm giving. Okay, so 10 is the 10 plus 20, then 30 is there. So in complex values, we can see that while working with complex values, like we'll say real part, imaginary value, then square root of -1, like all these are there. Okay, so if I say 10 plus 20 plus 30j, will it work? So if I give like this, yeah, it will work here. So 10 plus 20, 30 it will take. 30 plus 30j it will give. See this. Okay. And here if I say a equal to 2 into 4j I am giving. Before we are using plus symbol. Okay. Now I'm using asterisk. So 2 into 4j. We can, like if I give like this, like 2 into 4j, if a multiplication is working, then it should give 8. See, Python is used for mathematical and numerical calculations. Whenever the mathematical calculations are required, we'll use this. Okay, so depends on the project what you work. If you are developing any business application or commercial application, we may not use mathematical calculations or mathematical functions. Okay, but when we are using, when we are performing any mathematical or numerical calculations in some project, in let us say in data science, then in that case we have to use. Okay, so 2 into 4j means here we'll use like here it is working. 8j it is giving 8j. Okay, and here if I give like this a equal to, so here I'll say 1.5, here 3 plus 1.5 j is given. So here we can use float values also, not only integer values, float values also we can use. Okay, so when we add integer and float value, output is a float only. When we add integer value and a float value, output is float. Now here, so b equal to 4 plus 2.5 j is given. 2.5 j. So here I'll say a plus b I am giving. So a and b are having integer and float values, but it is in complex type only, because we are giving real, imaginary, square root of -1 j we are using. If I say a plus, it is giving like this. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and 1.5 plus 2.5 4 it is giving. And here if I say a minus b, so minus also we can use. So -1, and here -1 j is given here. -1 is given here. Okay, and here if I give like this, a equal to, so 10 plus 1.5 j is given. So another value I'm giving. Okay, and here a equal to 10 plus 1.5 j means, here if I want to know what is real value and what is imaginary value, real, so 10. Okay, when I add 10 plus 1.5, even 10 is also decimal only. It is treating as decimal here, because it is giving 10.0. And here I'll say a equal to, here if I say a dot imaginary value, that is 1.5. So real and imaginary are the properties in Python. Like if you want to know what is a real value and what is the imaginary value, these properties are used. So properties are just like variables. So to store and to access the values, the properties are used here. And here you can see Boolean data type is also there here. So here you can see Boolean data type is also there, like true and false is there here. So here, so in while working with this Python, while declaring variables, so we can give two variables with the same name, but there should be difference in case. Python is case sensitive. Like we can use lowercase, uppercase, we can use. Okay. And here if I give like this, capital A or small a equal to 5 and a capital A equal to 10. So here when you see these variables, variable names are same. First variable is A, second variable is also A. Variable names are same, but there is difference in case. One is in lowercase and one is in uppercase. So it is allowed. In Python, two variables can have the same name, but there should be difference in case. Okay. Now here I'll say C equal to small a plus capital A. Then print C. Like this we can get. And now here I'll say A equal to true is given. A equal to true. And here I'll say, if I give like this, so here I'll say A equal to true I'm giving. Okay. So here I'm giving A equal to true is given. So T small I'm giving. Okay. Again I'm typing here. A equal to true small t is given. So it is saying that true is not there. Okay. Did you mean T capital? So in Python 3.10 error message is very clear. Easily we can understand. Okay. So here I'll say A equal to T capital. It is allowed. So print A. And here I'll say type of A means, so it is giving a class bool, it is giving here. Class bool it is giving. So here closing bracket I didn't give here. That's why it is continuing in the next line. Like bool it is giving. Class bool. And here when we are working with true and false here, like initially when we say true here, like in Python and in other languages in databases, when we say true, so true means it is initial internal value is 1, and false means internal values is 0. In Python, in other languages, in other databases, same. Okay,
So
so true
Wilson,
is yeah, yes.
so capital TRUE is the correct format. If you write small TRUE, it is not defined. That is what it's saying, Wilson.
See here in Python, in the beginning of the class, I've told in keywords, true means T capital we have to give, false F capital we have to give. When we are
Okay.
using none, none means nothing or empty. So when we are
Okay.
using none, N capital. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So wherever capital letter is required, we have to give. In
Okay.
for true also it is same.
Okay, Wilson. Thank you.
And here true means value is 1 and false means value is 0. If I give like this, so true plus true. If I write like this, true plus true, what is the answer? See, internal values is true means 1, false means 0. Okay, so yeah, yes, here answer is 2. 1 plus 1, 2 it is giving. So if I say true minus false, so true is 1, false means 0 here. 1, 1. Okay. So here I'll say false minus true. False minus true means 0 minus 1. Okay. 0 minus 1 means answer is minus 1 here. And if I say like this, 10 greater than 20. Okay. So 10 greater than 20. So here it will give true or false. What is the answer here? So answer is false because 10 is not greater than 20. 10 is less than 20 only. No, it will not give a 0, 1. For this, it will not give some some are typing no 0, 1. No, it will not give numbers. It will give true, false only. False it will give. And if I say 10 less than 20, so less I am using here. So here you can say 10 less than 20 means 10 is less than 20. It is true. And here when we are working with the data types, when we work with variables, and when we work with the classes and objects here, like in object-oriented programming, we'll use classes and objects. And when we are working with variables and functions here, while working with variables and functions, here we have to follow the coding conventions. So like coding standards are there that we need to follow. Okay, so here in Python, we are going to use two types of notations here. Like here you can see Pascal notation is there and camel notation is there here. So when we are declaring variables, when we are declaring functions, then we'll follow the notations here. Okay, so here you can see Pascal notation is there. Pascal notation means we'll call it as title case, like a lowercase, uppercase. We'll use title case. Okay, like Pascal notation means title case. Every word begins with capital letter. Like for example, if I'm creating a class and object, if I'm creating, okay, then in that case, we have to use if I want to store employees details, then I'll give class name as employee details. Okay, and here while giving the variable names, we are going to give the variable names in camel notation. Okay, camel notation means it is like this here. So, and if you are giving function names, so function names are in title case only. Title case we can give. Okay. So here what I am saying is when we are giving the class names and function names, so we can use them in title case. Like here employees details is given, employee details, E capital, D capital. Okay. And if it is class name is employee, E capital. And if I'm giving employee salary details, if I'm storing the salaries of the employees using the class, I'll give employee salary E capital, S capital, D capital. So in Java, .NET and in Python, while giving the class names, we have to follow the same notation. Same coding conventions we need to follow. So we can give names as we like. If I give names as I like, it will works. But we have to follow the coding conventions, coding standards. So whatever code we are writing, it should match with the code written by the other programmers. So that we need to strictly follow. Okay. So while practicing, while learning, if I give variable name as A or B, X, Y, something, it will work. We can do while learning, while practicing, we can give. But in live or real-time projects, like naming conventions are there, we have to follow that. So if classes are there here, okay, then when we create object for the class, or when we create variable for the class, when we give variable for the class, then we have to give like this employee details. So when we give variable names or when we give object name, then we have to give like this. If class name is employee details, then object name is also same. Like before I've told, no, class and object are same. Object contains the reference of the class. So all these I've told. If class and object are same, we have to give the same names. We are giving same names, but we are showing difference in case. If employee details is the class, employee details is the object. But one small difference will be there. That is, first letter of the object name is in lowercase. Okay, second word again starts with capital letter, that is details, D capital. Okay, so in employee details, in for class E capital, for object E small we are using. Only one letter difference will show, only one letter. That is the first letter of the object. Okay, again second word will start with capital letters, third word can start with capital letters. One letter difference is enough. Okay, and if class name is employee, we have to give like this, E small, E capital, E small. And if employee details, employee salary details is a class name, and here we have to give like this, employee salary details. So here you can see E small E is there, and S capital, D capital is there. Okay, in Java, in .NET, in Python, while giving the class names and object names, and while giving the like variables and functions in the class. So variables we can give in like camel notation. Functions are given in Pascal notation, title case. Okay, so in any language, when we are giving the class name and object names, we have to follow the same case, title case and camel notation we have to give for the objects. If you give different names in different cases, it will work, but we have to follow the rules in coding. We have to follow the coding standards or coding conventions we need to follow. Okay. So students, that's all for now. I'm stopping. And tomorrow we are going to, tomorrow class is there. Like tomorrow Saturday, tomorrow I'm taking class. And tomorrow we'll continue with the number system, then string handling, input function, conversion functions, like all these are there. All these we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. And students, tomorrow link will change. The same link will not be there. Okay. And if you join for the class, then online team will send you the link, because many days over, no, like four sessions are over. Okay. So the link will change. So if you join for the batch, then I will send you all the videos, previous classes video, today's class video, notes I'll send. So if you want videos and notes, so you have to join for this batch. So please talk to online team and take the payments details. And like they are saying that like when they are calling to your number, like not lifting, all these they are saying. Okay. So please join for the batch. And then like tomorrow, I think link may change. If a link is changed again, you cannot attend the class. You will miss the class. Okay. So students, please do that.
So, Wilson, I already joined the class. Can you share me all the links and the previous recordings? I started attending from yesterday. So, previous recordings, can you send me, Wilson?
Yeah, I'll send. You can
Okay.
type your mail ID in chat option.
Okay. I'll do, Wilson. So the actual start has already started, right, Wilson? Like,
See here, demos, like demos means I will not take like it is like a demo. From the beginning,
okay,
whatever I'm telling, it is important, and I'm not repeating also. Okay. So when you watch
okay,
the videos, you will understand clearly. The concepts will be
okay,
very clear. And if
okay,
any doubts are there, you can ask me.
okay, Wilson.
And others also, please do the payment, and you please continue, because again tomorrow if you miss the class, again if link changes, you are going to miss, because like I'm interacting with the students, I'm asking questions, like you'll feel like it is like offline class only. I will talk to every student, uh, I will ask the questions, all these interaction will be there. Okay, Samir and other students also, like please talk to online team and do the payment. And today, if you do the payment, I will send the notes and videos also. I'll send. See, when I send the videos, it will ask for permission. First time only it will ask, because when I send it to the group of students, it will ask for permission. So you can click on video one time. Okay. So when you click on video once, then I will get the email with the request access. Then I'll give permission. This is only for one time, not for every class. So when you click on it, I will give permission. Then you can watch the video, and notes also I'll send to your mail ID.
Okay,
Okay,
Wilson.
students. Yeah, tomorrow class is there. Tomorrow we'll continue.
Okay.
That video access is for lifetime or just for short period?
See, for what I'll do is for every batch, like I will change my email ID. Okay, means whatever access I'm giving through Google Drive, so in that will be with that email account what I'm sending. So that email, whatever is there in that email in Google Drive, I will not delete the videos. So it may be for 1 year, or it may be for 2 years, or it can be for 3 years also. So because if I'm not deleting the videos and all, it will be there for long time. You can expect, no, like it can, if it is for 2 years, 3 years, it is enough. It can be more than that also, because we are not deleting. I'm not going to delete any videos from the drive. Okay.
Okay, Vasu. Thank you so much.
Okay.